Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome back. Joining us here again. Oh, as I
You're
get caught in the cables.
in your cable.
They're attacking me. Run. I'm sure that's happened. They'll write a movie about it. All right.
Totally.
So, welcome back.
Been a
Not
while.
totally normal start to the
Episode.
introduction. Yeah. Weird games, doing things with the Barbarians, Billy Barbarian, and I'm gonna say it.
Gus.
Goose. I'm gonna do that for the whole year. You're gonna have
Weirling.
you're gonna have a psychosis about it by the end. You're gonna have a Harry Potter moment. All right. Okay, so where are we? Oh, we're doing something different. We're not doing the normal episodes and where we've done like the change logs and what we did last thing and draw up our rooms, because that's not ready. But aside from that reason, it's because I didn't want to. I want to do the actual rooms together are not as important as what is going to be inside them. Okay, so the idea we had was the giant open sort of the orchid, right? The orchard where they have this tree grove over here and that tree grove over there, right?
Yeah.
And a building in the middle and stuff like that. All that we're going to get to, because we'll do just like, this is that room. That's where that first vampire is going to be. Oh, because that's what we're doing today. Vampires. Spoilers. Welcome. Introduction.
I mean, if you looked at the title.
Well, click on the title once. Yeah, sure. So the idea is that we're going to put the vampires into rooms later, okay? But we want to do our own vampires now.
Woohoo!
Yeehaw. So, did we want to take...
That was last month.
Did we want to take the races? The thing is, there is... I'll show you here. Let me have a look. Where are we going? Have a look at the monster manual here for vampires first, okay?
Okay.
I'm sure they haven't built it out too much over time, but you get... Let me see. You see that? Yeah, sure. Yeah, we get the general sort of like what they are. They're like normal sort of like European, Victorian vampires, right? They don't say much. They tell you a little bit about their lair, but what do they look? A castle, a manor, or an abbey with coffins? These are all very stale ideas for vampires.
All very unoriginal.
Right, sure. Okay. So the idea is that we're going to do something different for a vampire. We won't even really be using these stat boxes directly, because what have we got here? We've got a spawn. I think we can get a spawn. We do have an idea for a spawn somewhere else. And we do have a vampire as an adult. We're not going to do an ancient one, but we're going to do a couple of adult vampires. And they are around this challenge 13 rating. So this is right for the rating, but we'll play with what is going on in the actual stat block. All right? Raw.
Grr.
Yeah, sure. For example, one of them I think may have charm, but the others may not have any charm. One of ours may have spell casting. The others may be more changed in a way that their abilities, their actions, and their legendary actions and stuff will be different. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Same with the lair. This tells you about the lair here. Sorry?
What if somebody willingly got bit by the vampire? The king of vampire.
Sure, then they'll get the vampirism as the disease, and it'll start to take effect, and the vampirism that these guys carry is not a great strain. So out of all of this, I'm saying they're not going to turn into some good-looking European vampire that gets to inherit a manor all of a sudden and whatever, right? No, they're going to get you grow the teeth, but you have the blood hunger, and you turn into a wild ravenous beast, and your most sort of animalistic, your most bestial aspects really come out and influence your development from there. So we will return to this possibly.
I could see a path of a beast barbarian doing that.
Sure, we could probably do that one. Let's have a look. We can do something like that. That's a good idea. Let's put a pin in this one for vampires on here and come back later.
Vampire.
Because I do have an idea of where we're going to get some lair actions, because we want to have a lair actions, which will be global to the actual... Are you going to put that in the bin somewhere? Sure. Global to the area, right? So the area that we're going to design in the coming days, okay, they're going to get the lair, okay? And the lair will be the open area of the actual orchard where the groves are, the individual groves. Anything that is outside in these areas are going to get benefit of a lair action, all right? But what we're going to do is we're going to do it differently. Go to our book, skip our work, right? We're not dealing with that today. That's another day's problem. We are going to do it separately. We're going to be designing 4 individuals, okay?
Okay.
Now, these vampires are the family that will live in the manor, okay, that they started out in. So they were originally clergy folk family. They were religious peoples, all right?
Okay.
Okay. Now, they lived on their house, and they had a plantation, right? They had this is their part of what would have been originally their plantation, but we have a B, a C, and a D. We could have done 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. Anyway, but we're gonna have what was the father, all right, the mother, all right, the son, and Cherie. You want a daughter? Should we just do it like that?
Yeah.
All right, great. Okay. So they have to come from a race. This is what we haven't done. We haven't given that family a race. And how they would be identified is, say you kill one of these things and it dies, right? All vampires die in a different way, okay? In that sort, in my understanding of how I feel about them.
Like that one.
Which one?
Vampire from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, that movie, sure. He had a whole different death scene, didn't he? Yeah, a bit like those. They all die in a different way. They don't just all instantaneously like smoke out, right? Sure, or combust. There's another movie one day you got to watch, Lost Boys, and that's the same sort of thing. Every vampire kind of dies and goes out in its own way, all right? Some hiss and then explode.
Boom.
Yeah. All right, okay. Let's move past that just for a second. So we need a race. So I was thinking, are we going to start with races from the player's handbook, right? Are we just going to do humies, right? That's not very exciting. So I have up where over in the online, okay, over in one of the PDFs, there is examples of some of these other races as a vampire, if you want to kind of move to that more directly, okay? Or we can kind of make our own based on the characteristics of what they've got here. Okay, so do you want to just roll off of this chart for a base race?
How many are there?
Let me see.
8,
how many? Right, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What are we drinking? Oh, today we're drinking 7 teas. No, this is a Korean green tea. This one's made on buckwheat, all right? The buckwheat tea is different. Tastes like I'm drinking one of those wheat bags that's been filtered down into a cup. 7, that's my favorite number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Half elf. Oh, could be more interesting than that. Do you want half elves?
Again.
You reckon? Because no, actually, what we could do is, well, we could roll it out of Tasha's and get something interesting like that, right? Because Tasha's has a whole heap of extra races. This is as far as I didn't get, guys, in my planning. Okay, I got all this planning and stuff done, loaded up some PDFs. I didn't get,
but not this far.
Didn't get this far. Tasha's, because it has a whole heap of. Hold on. No. Monsters of the Multiverse. It's one of those days.
Oops,
all right, it's one
book.
of those. Yeah. Wrong book. It's one of those days we're having see. It's the same group of books. It's in the same package of 3 books. All right. See, look, this is where we're gonna get something more interesting. Okay, let's do one of these. And there's like 85 of them. Look at them all. No, there's only like, let me see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Genasi can count as 1, obviously. 12. 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. Just say 30. There's 30 plus 1 or something like that. Oh my god, otherwise we'll be here for like 5 days.
It's 17.
17. Alright, sure. That better not be the Genasi. Where were we? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14, 16, 17. Harangans. No way. They're the hair peoples. Weren't they? Do you want hair peoples?
Show me.
What page were they? 22. Right. The bunny people, right? Come out of the Feywild. How'd they end up here? Rabbit folk hopped. They hopped. Look, these rabbit folk hopped into other worlds. Right, that's their own mistake. They hopped into the wrong one, obviously. Let me see. Bipedal. So they learned new languages and characteristics. Where they learned to build a church and have manor houses and live in that. Maybe this is just like an alternate timeline of where instead of evolving from monkeys, humans evolved from rabbits.
Rabbits.
I love it. Sure. Did I just cackle? That wasn't me. Couldn't do that. Yeah. Yeah, why not? Why not? Okay, these humans evolved. They're a little fey lucky, and they often find themselves a few fortunate feet away from dangers during adventures. Okay, so they got lucky footwork. Well, this stuff kind of leans into this, okay? All right.
They're very nimble, apparently.
Well, what I was gonna say is these whichever race they were, instead of becoming like the European vampire, okay, if you go over to let me see, jump over to the screens over there, okay, mind yourself. Now change over the screen first, right? Change screen over on OBS. Very good. Now change over to the other one, not that book there. Let me see. The second one, try the second one. Don't accidentally close it. Bring it down, scroll down page, scroll down. See this one here. This book is the one for the Witcher world. And the way they talk about their vampires, different mythologies and genealogy of backgrounds about how they come about. So we're kind of going to steal from some of those aspects. If you scroll down a little bit, you'll see that as you go down a little bit further, don't look at the artwork. You're too young for the artwork. Go up a little bit, too far. You'll see that each of these vampires have different stats and different styles, right? So that they play differently and different things. Like some of them are innate spellcasters, some of them are better at shape shifting, some of them are more feral in their instincts. If you scroll down further, then come down, keep going down, you'll see, keep going, you'll see, we're going to go through a couple. You'll see, look at this, there's many different kinds of mythologies behind them.
Looks
yeah, keep going.
very handsome.
Sure, as you'll come down, you will see. There, see, there's some that are, I think you wanted to be more bat-like or flying, right? If you go down, I think there's one that's actually, look at this one here. Great, hey, very cute, okay?
Yeah.
So we're going to steal attributes from these. We'll steal some of their legendary actions,
pretty
perhaps.
Long nails.
Yeah, sure. This is their take on the dark sort of human-kin vampire and stuff. Well, no, different. No, that's a different kind. That's the higher vampires, right? Keep going down, I do believe. Look at this. There's some there. They're a different kind. Come down. Is there not more? Oh, look at him. He's cute, right? Sure, I'm sure he's got some great ability. Look, is that not the flying one?
Yeah.
See? Right, so we can do different things like this. They don't have to all be the same. Each of them could have evolved in a different way. So what we first need to do is say that their bloodline is Harangan, and they stepped out of, for their story, they stepped out of time space, out of the Feywild, being real smart with themselves, and they found themselves in they found themselves having developed along a humanoid line, right? With humanoid tendencies of churches, of a faith. So they must have a Harangan god somewhere out there, right? So probably out there in the Beastlands, they've got a celestial god of the hair people, okay? So they must have been worshippers of the celestial hair god. There you go. That gives them a backstory. And like they were like, just like on... Isn't that not Zootopia? Where the hares, the rabbit people, are the ones that are all the farmers, and like, oh, don't go being like out there in the big city. You're meant to be like a farmer folk, right? Isn't? Well, there you go. They're farmer people. They're worshippers of the great celestial hair god, and
from the Beastland.
Yeah, and that's not the hair god from like the 1960s musical. All right, hair. which is an entirely different. You're looking at me with a blank stare. Great. Worshippers of the hair god, and they have their farmers by trade, right? They were very devout, and somehow they ended up being
Vampirism.
yeah, they were. Well, listen. The story is okay. This is a backstory. These vampires are being used as guard dogs for the Elder Brain and the Illithid that come next month. All right, okay. So, but they were not the way they were. Everything is being their intellect is being attacked in this realm, right? So when they were having their transformation into vampirism and being vampire, as I said, there's different mythologies and ways to do this. They actually went in a more bestial, primitive way. They got more animalistic and developed more animal traits, but they are keeping aspects of themselves, obviously. So this is where we're keeping their hereditary traits. This is where we're going to give them some of the this is where we're going to give them some of the mythical traits out of the other PDF you were just looking through, right? Sure, this is going to be crazy. Imagine that you see off in your corner, low on its haunches, a rabbit with giant pointy teeth and blood dripping from them. And the ears are all slicked back, right, with matted fur. What do you do? What do you do? I'd run. I'm running.
I'm running.
Sure, whatever. Okay, so we have the Harangans. So what does this give them? Hair trigger. That adds proficiency bonus to initiative rolls. Oh, that's great. Sure, they get to let me see. I'm gonna have to.
In initiative.
Yeah. Like, well, the point is that that'll help them go first and be faster, which leads into the idea that as they de-evolve, they lose some of their intellect and wisdoms, and for it they gain strength, constitution, and dexterity by degrees. All right, for balance, which is why we've got stat blocks over there. Okay, we've got stat blocks to sort of play around with. So these guys here, let me see. So they get a hair trigger, right? We like that. Don't mind me. All right, hair trigger. So they can add their proficiency bonuses to their initiative, which is great. Okay. That's good for them having, even if the your group gets the jump on them, it allows them to still have an ability to to react quickly. They have proficiency and perception skill. That's good. So they also have
they can see.
Yeah, which is good. You want that so that they don't get caught out, right? Because this is their little forest. This is their grove, their hamlet where they're sort of holed up down into. Okay, maybe this is where they were all turned or something, and then they went back and like defiled their old house and killed all their ex-servants and people in the house, and then they had to go back to where they were turned because this is where their actual graves are. Okay, so that's why they're not at the house, because the graves are here. All right. Oh, good. We'll just put that over here. Their graves are in here in this area. Sure.
Guys.
So proficiency, where is that? The leporine senses, is that how you say that? Leporine? Proficiency in perception. All right, sure, we like that. Not going to get caught, can act quickly. Lucky footwork. When you fail a dexterity saving throw, you can use a reaction to roll a d4 and add it to the save. Great. You can't use this reaction if you're prone. Oh, and it doesn't say there's any you can only use this it doesn't say you can only use this like X amount of times a day either, right? So every time they fail a dexterity save, they can use their reaction to roll a d4 to add it to save.
That's pretty OP.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so they got that lucky footwork as well as a feature. So all of them, all the 4, we're going to do 4. Okay, so all of them will have this. Okay, lucky footwork. Very good. By doing this, we've actually started with a good base of race to turn them down from here, because we are giving them things that we want to kind of lean into, right? Let me see. We have to write this down. What page is this to? 22 of Monsters of the Multiverse. Page 22.
22 of mortem.
Mum. They say it like mum. That's how they say it over there. I think we say it. That'd be mom.
Mortem.
What?
Monsters of the multiverse. Mortem.
Okay, I thought you said bottom. I was saying mum. You said bottom. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know what we're working with there.
Yeah.
Modem. All right, that sounds completely not reasonable. Okay, lucky footwork. What else do they get? They get one more thing. Rabbit hop as a bonus action. Bonus action. You can jump a number of feet equal to 5 times your proficiency bonus. So if by then their proficiency bonus at levels whatever, I think it's meant to be a
13.
+3 or +4. Okay. Not the character levels, the actual CR, they get proficiency bonus added to a lot of their stuff in the way that you build their challenge rating, right? But I think there's at that level is about +3 or +4, whatever. Anyway, so what do? They add that to their, let me see. They can jump feet equal to 5 times their proficiency bonus without provoking opportunity tax. Oh, they just bounce away out of their turn.
They can just boing.
That's pretty handy, sure. You can use this trait only if your speed is greater than 0. Okay, sure, obviously.
Hang on, wait. They can move very fast. They go boing, and then they dash with their action.
See, this is one where they only allowed to use it a number of times equal to their proficiency bonus, you see. So this is one that they get to use it like I said, 3 or 4 times, and that's it. But that's pretty handy. They can just jump out. Lucky footwork and a rabbit hop. All right, very good. Okay. So now we're going to put this away. Okay, we've got our racial. Okay, just excuse yourself, coughing. Mind you, I'm going to have a sip of the old buckwheat. I'm not sure how I feel about buckwheat. It's not as bad as dirt out of the ground, but I think I just prefer general nice green tea or rice tea actually. Anyway. Oh, do you want to go over to the computer or should I?
I'll go.
All right. I'll sit back down then. All right. Okay. Take yourself over there. The next thing we need to do is that page where we're looking at the, that one there.
The bar guy?
Sure. We need to choose. I will move behind you just a second then. We need to choose. Let me see. You'll see that like this, look at this one here, right? What we're looking for is we're going to take some of these attributes here, okay, and put them on each of them. So they will have regenerations, right? Okay, that's a bit too tall, okay. They will all have sunlight hypersensitivity, okay. Let me see, on here, on this page, where is it? Oh, I'm going to make people ill. We do need to give them lair actions. This was one of the books from the Grim Hollow. They actually fleshed out the lairs and lair actions a lot from what was in the Dungeon Master's Guide and the Monster Manual for vampires, right? So this is something we can add for them. They need to have their lair actions. But we need to first give them, see, this is where these are the bases, all right? So the spawn will have this as a base, so you can see that they're going to have the regeneration, they're going to have the vampire weakness, all right? They are going to have a dependency on blood, they are going to have things, right? You can see each of them have this one has what? So the young, which is what we all have, this is a 9. The 2 smaller ones will be youngs, and they'll have the 15 hit point regeneration, and the 2 other ones will be adults, and they'll have the 20 hit points. So you see we're doing this. The adult 2 will also have legendary resistances, you see, while the young don't. Okay, so this is how we're going to do it. We will want to give them, let me see, what was that one? Yeah, this is where we want to.
Can we just give them all monstrous sleep as well?
Well, that's where we want to make them different. Okay, so we're going to have one that's more bestial in nature, okay, and we will change their stat block from there. We do want to start, where is the part that makes them? See this echolocation, stuff like this, okay? So we're giving them blind sight, okay? But their blind sight is linked to their ears, you see? So if you can blind these things, and it can be dark, but they don't, and what does it give you for their echolocation up here? Does it actually tell you the range of their perception, no, blind sight, 120 feet. So they have 120 feet, right? So we'll be giving them that. Okay, they have echolocation, but if you can deafen them, they can't hear you. If you guys are silent, they can't hear you. Okay.
Okay.
So we need to put that in. That makes sense. They have
Is this
massive
one gonna be
giant
the
bunny
dad
ears,
one?
right? So this is their echolocation, right? So this is blind sight at 120 feet. Okay.
And this one also would have monstrous leap.
Sure, we can give them that. Blind sight to 120 feet echolocation. So what does it give? What's the monstrous leap give them on top of their normal leap?
The whole long jump is up to 40 feet, and its high jump is up to 20 feet, 25 feet with or without a running start.
Oh, okay, I see. So what they've done is taken the normal jumping rules out of the Dungeon Master's Guide and enhanced that. And they would still get their rabbit hop is what they would get, right? So they can still hop out of combat
They just
each
have
round, but they also have a giant, massive leap as well, right? So what was this one called?
Monstrous leap.
Monstrous leap. All right. Okay.
Do you want to write the page down?
Yeah. What book is that one? That's the Grim Hollow book, isn't it?
No, Book of Beautiful
Oh, this
Horrors.
is the Book of Beautiful Horrors. Okay, sure. Book of Beautiful Horrors. Page?
105.
105. Monstrous
On
Leap. We might add some other stuff to that. This is where you need to maybe have a look through some of the other ones, see if there's something else we want to add to them all as a general sort of trait. I mean, we've already given them a great start. You can also see that some of them, like, for example, these ones here have a +7 in Constitution and +9 in Strength, but they don't have much by way of Dexterity, Wisdom, and certainly not Charisma. You can go up and you can see, I think it was the Alp and the Bruxa, where were they? They were ones with, say, higher, for example, Charisma. Look, Charisma 16, their Dex is +5. So we might want to find one of these that kind of fits the...
Mother?
Let me see. Was not the Mother the higher? Yeah, the Night Mother was the higher alternative of this Bruxa. Gives it extra legendary traits, such as fleshing out its spell casting. We could make one of these to be, for example, I did want to have one as a caster. That would make it that the mother of them all is that. Now, what does it give you? Does it give it the actual stat block? Let me see.
It's just a normal stat block plus that.
Sure. Yeah. Challenge rating of 12. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. We wanted one to have challenge rating of 12 or 13 anyway. Oh, because it ups that 19 there to a 12 or 13, which we will be doing anyway. We're going to be getting the higher stats from the adult one. So you want to make one a Night Mother and give it the Night Mother variant abilities. All right. So you come over to here and you go the Mother, and you say
Bruxa Night Mother. Mother
equals Bruxa Night Mother. Sure. And let me see what page was that one? That was the Book of Beautiful Horrors as well, right?
Yep.
So what page number was it?
Page 86.
Page 86. All right.
On the top of the thing.
On the top of the page or on the bottom of the actual page number?
On the top of the page.
Do the page number. You're horrible at this.
It doesn't have it.
Then you scroll down until you find another one. Did it say it on the next one? And then you count backwards or forwards?
Nope.
Okay, fine. You just do it by the page number on there. I'm not going to fight you about it. All right. So the Bruxa Night Mother, okay. That's not a problem. That'll give her spells. We could play around with her spells later on. Does flesh her out. Is there any other stats that we want to give them all in general?
Give them all?
Yeah, like, for example, like I said, that allows her to have these abilities, okay? But what we want to do is say, for example, when they turned, whatever stats they had, for example, we roll up their own individual stat block. But when they turned, they got certain things for their turn, other than their curse, right? So they would have gotten, for example, sunlight sensitivity, right? They would have gotten the thing where they can't pass running water, okay? They have water aversion. They take damage in the rain, you know, stuff like that. Damage by water and aversion to water.
And say they hide in a house, the vampires just can't get in.
Yeah, that whole sort of must be invited in business as well. But these houses they live in, and Liamon's tiny hut, they're not invited in anyway, right? So
No one's invited in.
yeah, sure. I don't know where they're not going to be invited into in this place. Maybe that's how the guy hides in his hovel, because he knows it's the one place he can hide from vampires. As long as he doesn't invite them in, then he's okay down his little trapdoor, the hermit, right? Okay, so damage water and aversion to water. Let me see. Blood hunger and stuff like that, right? So later on, there'll probably be things that are kept alive that they feed on, otherwise they can't exist. Or perhaps they feed on a different kind of thing. Maybe they don't feed on blood because there's nothing alive here. Maybe they feed on the essence, like the life force of an individual. So they like life sap you away. You know what I mean? Like their bite, it does do necrotic damage or whatever, and carry the curse of vampirism, possibly the disease, more so. But also it saps part of their life away that they have to have greater restoration to cure away, right? So blood hunger for soul, for your soul. All right.
I have a good idea for the brother.
Okay, sure. So we got a mother. You want the son? You want one of them to be flying, right? Did you want the son or the daughter to be flying?
The daughter.
You want the daughter one to be the flying one. So you have to go and find that.
And I want the brother to be this one.
Which one? That one there. Let me see. There was another one that I was thinking that was like a berserker, or you know, like, so you could give it a barbarian class. If you're giving one spell casting, then which was the one for where you're going to give them? Let me see. Not spider climb. We do want to give one of them spider climb. Actually, I'm not sure if they all come with spider climb here, but one of them we do want to give spider climb to, and the other one we're going to give flying to. Right, and we want to make one shape changer, right? So, for example,
let's make the dad the shape changer.
Well, I was gonna make the son the shape changer. They can all shift shape, but this one, for example, turns explicitly into those creatures. Remember, we had those, what are they called? The Quaxaries, right? So he can turn into and inhabit a Quaxary, and so he hunts with his pack, right?
Which one's the Quaxary again?
The scary looking thing with the different colored ones that have all the auras that we don't want them to be around.
Yeah, those.
So he can shape change into a Quaxary, right? So we want that one to be a barbarian as a class that can shape change into the Quaxary. Let me see. Was it that one? No, foul presence. Oh, sorry. Foul presence isn't bad. You could give that to somebody. I was thinking you could probably give that to the father, right? Because that's a constitution save around them to be, or else be poisoned. Okay, so I was thinking to give that one to the father here. Give him a foul presence. All right.
Give the daddy the foul presence.
Okay, let me have a look. Okay, just stealing things from everywhere here. Let me see. And the same with this thing here, it calls a stain. This is great. I was reading through here. This is actually decreasing their hit points every day, 24 hours. They can't heal back other than like a lesser restoration or something, right? Otherwise they die. So it's like a blood curse, you know, right? So you give it foul presence and a stain. Give me the page number from that.
91.
Foul presence and stain. From page 91 of Book of Beautiful Horrors.
The stain reminds me of Gloom in Tears of the Kingdom, where you just permanently lose hearts.
Other than their blood hunger for your soul, they are all shape changers. Now they all get the basic ones. They all get to be able to transform into a mist, right? Or a mist or bats. Right, so they can form into a flock of bats and fly away, or a singular whatever, right? So they can either form into mist, bats. One can take the form of the Quaxary. The other one, the daughter, her shape change, she can turn a giant bat, all right? She gets the giant bat. as a form, you know, all scary and taloned and
Well, this
giant
one,
and,
let's
and
make
stuff.
the higher
Right,
vampire,
giant
the
bat.
brother.
Giant bat. No, this. No.
No.
No. All right, these ones are more for like specific instances of, like, look at the size of them, 23. These are god form ones. These are things beyond what we're doing. We're not, you know, they have far more like effective legendary actions and stuff and what they're meant to do, right? We're not touching those ones. What we're doing is touching the other base races and picking out some of the mechanics. All right, we want to evenly do it. They don't all get everything in that sort of sense. Like they all get that regeneration, right? So they are all shape changes by a way. They all do get that regen. This one's what, 20 hit points at the top of the round regen, right? Same for the mother.
And
20
the brother
regen.
will be the Katakane.
Regen. Right? And the other ones were 15 hit point regens. Yeah. Have a look. Okay, what else we got from there?
I was thinking that one could be the brother.
There was one that I was looking for at a specific, like, yeah, you don't have to whatever, but you can pick out some of the stuff here, right? So this one here, you could give it blood scent as well, right? So other than its normal echolocation, it can have blood scent, right? So that will take some of the aspects. We don't have to take all of them, but we can take a few, right? So we've got this blood scent, all right? So they can smell you with your in range, okay? Smell within the range of their echolocation. So it gives them a far better ability to track you. If you've even got a bleed on you, they'll come after you.
This would actually be perfect for like the brother barbarian one.
What's that?
With the legendary actions.
What's its legendary action in there?
Savage. It makes close attack against every creature within 10 feet.
Sure. So this is where we want to get a baseline first, and then we'll return to their legendary action. So keep that in mind, all right, as we kind of quickly go through it, because we need to find the other one. Where's the one for the flying one? Where is that one? Let me see. See, this is the one with the rage here. Okay, so this is the one we're going to give it essentially bonus action. You can go into a rage on anything that it's bitten. Okay, so it's essentially going to get that, but it's going to have that from a barbarian class anyway.
That's that one. That one's a sister.
This one here, the Varg heist. All right, so you can see flyby. This is the thing that they get, all right, and dive attack. So they get a dive attack and a flyby. Okay, so that's what sets these ones out. Okay, so that's what we need to do here first. Oh, my pencil is losing its lead. Let's see, we got any more in there? Come on, give it to me. You got it. Is it? There we go. There we go. So we're gonna give it what was it?
The flyby and dive
flyby
attack.
and dive attack. All right, flyby and dive attack. Right, so these are simple things to set those out. So the class, though, if the sun is a barbarian that is more primal, has blood scent, and can change into something that's quite a vicious beastie monster with an aura, this one can obviously fly, has a flying speed, right? But can also form into the giant bat, right? And have the attributes of the giant bat. Did we want to give her what class? Like a fighter? Like this is the sort of thing you want to give her like a monks as a background, so that she's getting extra things, and we give her key. Her key is sort of like, but you sort of represent them as sort of like a blood pool rather than key points, and she's like constantly burning through a blood pool, right? So you wanna make the daughter a flying monk of some variety, all right? Flying monk of some variety. Okay. The barbarian, the subclass would obviously be the way of the beast, right? Yeah, sure. A beast. Monk, I'm not sure about. The father,
like a blood monk or something.
The father. Well, there's way of the long death that could possibly work there. There's a couple of other ones. This is where I'm not sure about monks. I haven't played around with them too much. I probably have to come back to that one. That's not so that's not quite so as important as getting some of the rest of the stuff out, right? Let's just finish them off first. We got to give we got a cleric. I think we're going to do the father was a religious person, but their religious faith has obviously shifted away from their worshipper of the great bouncy hair god and is now a worshipper of evil darkness in the shadowy misty stuff, right? Yeah. Sure.
Of the soupy grayness.
They will be cleric of the death domain. I'm not sure if there's any other in the DMG. There's a death domain for this kind of thing, right? So they'll obviously have some cohort of skeletons and zombies underneath them, right? Skellies and zombies. They'll have obviously access to clerical spells and stuff like that, right? Skeletons, zombiekin. Let me see. We can take some of, where were they? So instead of having, well, okay. The base idea of what we're doing today is building this vampire race out and these 4 individuals. When we get to putting them in their room and we design a room up, and we draw the room up for the day of them, we'll give them the skeletons and the zombies. And what we'll do is we'll take those skeleton zombies out of that other list that I had, remember, where I had all the list of creatures that are monsters that are just not normal skeletons and zombies. So we'll add some of those in instead. And on that day when we put the mother in her room, we will give her some spells. We'll return and have a look at her spell list and see what we want to give her. Because other than being a spell caster, is she going to be... obviously, was she some kind of wizard or sorcerer? Yeah, that probably makes more sense, right? Yeah, to be a sorcerer. That when she evolved, she actually inhabited evil magicies, right? So what you would do is we'll give her some sorcery abilities. Well, this is where it's like I would have to pull it up on the day. We might do that. We'll flesh that out. We'll flesh that out on the day. If we have to add some stuff there, we'll put her in her room. We'll give her her subclass and have a look at her spells and make sure that because she'll probably be in the house. The mother will probably be in the house. That's where her grave will be. All right. And we'll have the son will have his grave out in the orchard somewhere. Okay. Grave in an orchard under a tree. Okay. They'll have to find that one if they want to. Let me see. The father. What are we going to put on that place here? We had a house and we had different place for sorting the fruits and stuff like that. Different manufacturing place. Yeah, sure. Like the barn, right? We'll have a giant barn. Maybe we'll put the daughter in the barn so she can like dive attack and do flybys and stuff out of that. So her grave's off in a barn. In barn
somewhere.
All right. Sure. So where are we gonna put the father then? If we put the mother in the house and the plantation house, and we put the daughter in the barn, and we've got one out in the graveyard and the orchard. Maybe there's on site there's a little shrine and he's got his own little
area.
He's got his own little dugout under the shrine, right? We'll put a shrine somewhere. A fell shrine. So there'll be like, we could do like in the Blair Witch Project, because I know this is totally another movie you've watched 100%, right? No, never.
Totally.
That's the thing. Anyway, having not seen, I'll tell you now. They end up out in the bush. They're going out for a camp out there, and then all the weirdness happens. Ooh. And then there's like little stick places out there, like little collections of like shapes. They're little shapes out in the forest. They're little stick things, right? Like this, hanging out of trees and things, right? So they can see all of this sort of paraphernalia, and then as they wander further in, they'll actually see like a shrine made out of a tree with tree and bones and stuff like that. And under the shrine, there's like a little dugout, like a burrow, right?
And that's where
under the burrow, his thing's under there. That's where he'll try and drag you down there, right? He'll get you down in the burrows.
Like a trapdoor spider.
Like a trapdoor spider, sure. Only this one, he's got the invitation set already. Okay, so what more do we want to give for the father? He's got, I think, this foul presence and a stain, giving him a cleric, giving him some mooks, right? Giving him some skeleton zombie kin of some variety. He's got his regeneration. Shape change. Do we want him to take on a form? We've given a form to the son and the daughter. Do we want to give some sort of creature form to the father as well? Or do we just want him to sort of just be like, the thing is, generally when you take forms, you're not allowed to cast spells. Generally, like, that's the way the druids do it. That's why I think most polymorphs, unless it's true polymorph, I think works. Okay, so if he was to shape change, he would probably lose
into
his
one of the zombie things, like whatever we find on the day.
Let me see. You want to have a look through that list and see if there's like a higher level creature that he could sort of take on the appearance of.
Yeah, and like blend into everything.
Sure. I do have a good old list here, as we see, as we move things around. As you said, there's still, like, this is a thing where we've got like haunts and anguishes, different corpse walkers, what's a gore elemental, you know, like, but these are all lower level stuff that I thought that could sort of like follow around. There's nothing in here that's level like 12 or 13 that really pops out as being something crazy. There were some other stuff over here that were meant to be encounters. See, they're still kind of under that range there. 10, sure, there's something CR10. I'll have a look for that on the day. You're right. Maybe we can come back to that and give him. So let's make a note of that one. This guy needs a shape-shifting form. All right. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, make notes to look ahead to ourselves. All right. Need a shape changer. Okay. Now we could just go through and have a look at this list. Do we? How much time we run on already? Look at that. We've already gone. Oh, good 46 minutes. I'm really not sure. Like, I think just having this one guy being a giant, violent, de-evolved, savage bunny rabbit of the death cleric type is enough. I don't know if we need to give him any more. We do need to look at like their stat blocks. So over here is where we're going to, where was that one? We'll go back to this Grim Hollow stuff. So this is where we'll give them the adult vampire stuff, right? So you see they've all got, we've already written that down. They've all got spider climb, right? Okay. One has the larger leap, didn't they? Did we write that down? Oh, the monstrous leap. That's a racial for them, isn't it? Okay, sure. So we're going to write spider climb. What else does it put in there? Anything else that we need to put? Because this is where we will get their stat block. This is where we're going to say that. Go up a little bit. As you can see, where is it played across? Where's my cursor going? I've lost my cursor. Oh, here. You see in their stat block here, it's pretty standard, right? This is where if you went over to these other ones, you see that they play around with the stats and then they balance them out. So we could use the stat blocks from each of these. You said you wanted to use the mother, for example, to be the night mother stat block, right?
Yeah.
The father, this is where we're going to have the father. He's not going to use one of the higher ones, okay? Because the higher ones are just too crazy.
An alpha
could have an alpha, something like this, all right? But I was thinking one of the ones, it's going to have a higher wisdom. So what you're looking for is one of the ones with a wisdom. This is a castery one, right? The father, he's a cleric, okay? So you need to give him like at least the +2, but he's certainly not going to be on there. What do we have here? That's a +2. Do they have any other wiser ones? The Alps aren't quite wise, they're very charismatics. Let me see. See, it's not in general that you have something like this that would turn to worshipping a god in a clerical wisdom sense. Usually they fall to magic and they would go in like a lich or a magical vampire kind of way, right? See, there's a +3. We could probably use this as a stat blocks, right?
For the father.
The father, is this one also the one that is the flying one?
No.
Is this not the... no, that's the other one, right? So that, yeah, okay. So the father's going to use the... he's a Moolah. This one's the Bruxa. The son will go down. The daughter, the flying one from the daughter. Let's find that stat block there. Of course, you'd have to play with these just a little bit for their hit points, because you can see if their hit points come down. Where are they? Is this the flying one?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Yeah, the Varg heist. All right. Okay, daughters of Varg heist. Now, did you find the fighting one that we pulled that stuff off? The one for the blood scent and the one we used for the brother, the son?
The katakan.
Was that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, I like that. All right. You can see that even that challenge rating of 14 is way too high, and we're using the young stats. So the part that would matter then there is the armor class, the hit points, playing with some of the other stats so they're not quite OP. You'd probably bring that strength down to a 6 rather than an 8, for example. How do we spell that one again? What was it?
Kata.
Yeah, how do you spell it? With a
K-A-T-A-K-A-N.
K-A-T-A
T-A. K-A-N.
And Katakan. All right, sure. Okay. We have given them the racial ancestry. We've given them all the vampire junk, right? We have given them a class that we will look at subclasses later on when they get their own rooms. Minions when they get their own rooms. We need a shape-shifting form that's appropriate for the father to turn into something scary, other than a giant rabbit of death. Okay.
You could just make him a giant doom rabbit.
You could. I mean, like, we're just making the flying one into a giant bat, you know what I mean? Because that's thematic and appropriate and easiest. You know, same with the Night Mother. What is she, the Bruxa, turn into? You know, that's a good question. They're high charismatic, so you'd imagine whatever they turn into would be something more similar to a siren, or something like succubus.
Yeah.
Something like that. So we could possibly do that, or just, like I said, once they shape change, they really lose access to the greater parts of their magical aspects, right?
Yeah.
So maybe she just doesn't shape change. Maybe she has advanced mist. Yeah. So that's where you would do that. Maybe she's a sorcerer. She has advanced forms of invisibility and mist forming. All right. So on her turn, this is the one where she can, in her lair, turn into let me see.
Form.
Yeah, you can see they have legendary actions, all right? So, for example, the Katakan, you can see that he has Fear the Night, right? They can only take so many of these. They can't take all of them. They usually take the bite, to be honest. They usually take a bite and then some kind of hide. Each of them have different action costs. So, you would probably want to say, let me see. We are on the Katakan just now. You may as well stay there. You would want to, for its legendary actions, give it... let me see. It needs its bite and darkness. All right. So give it its bite and darkness. Okay. So most of the time it's just going to, it's usually just going to bite you as a response. But if it needs to and wants to, and will probably most of the time, it's just going to cast darkness. But once the darkness is up, then what does it need to do? It just needs to bite you more. All right. Bite and darkness. The bite costs 2, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, bite is a 2 cost, and that's a 1. Because you can only use 3 costs in a round. So if you can either bite once and use darkness once in a whole round, or you could use darkness 3 times if it got dispelled, or you lose concentration on it.
Darkness is only costs 2 actions, so you can only use it
darkness
once.
you can only either use one or the other. Ooh. All right, fair enough. Is there another one? What does it say? Is there a 1 cost there?
Yeah.
Ethereal Stride. What does that allow you to do?
It moves up to a speed without provoking opportunities.
Oh, so okay, so it gives it. Sure, we'll give it that as well.
And they can move through other creatures and objects as they were difficult terrain.
All right, sure, great. All right, we'll put that in. Legendary action, bite, darkness, ethereal stride.
And
go to the
savage.
Daughter. Where's the Varg guys?
And savage.
Oh, you don't have to take them all. That's what I mean. You choose from these that it has, and then it can only use those, right? Okay, so you nearly always, you see that the others say that as well, because they all have a different amount. See, this one has less. Okay, so you would only choose 3 that it has, and this one has well only the 3.
Legendary actions.
Does it not have any legendary actions written down?
Nope.
Oh, that's very sad. That's very sad. What's the Varg heist get us? No.
Up.
How come that one
Down,
gets
down,
legendary
down,
actions?
Down.
Mm-hmm.
Ancient Valheist.
Oh, they have it here. Okay, sure.
Oh, that's just regeneration.
Oh, that's the stats of them. Sure. They don't have it
I
written
mean,
down.
the Valheist.
What does this one have here?
This one's the dad, I'm pretty sure.
Which one was the father?
The Valholf.
Mula, we said, was it not? What does that one have? Let me have a look. We don't have to pick him down. We can just pick him. Moves up to half its speed towards an enemy. Red Thirst, one creature is grappling with its bite, takes necrotic damage. Sure. Let me see. That's not bad. We could definitely... No. Let me see. Stun Blast. What does this one do? Psychic Energies. Could probably do something like this. Requires a Wisdom save. You could have this as a propulsion of the evil energies manifesting, right? Give them the bite and a Stun Blast, but make their bite a 2 action as well. Bite, Claws, and Stun Blast. Can give that to the father. Right. Bite for 2. Claws for 1. And a Stun Blast for 3, right? Was it 3 or 2 listed there?
3.
Alright.
I mean, it wasn't listed at all.
Oh, but it probably would be. Alright,
yeah.
Sure. Let me see. Something for the other 2 very quickly. The Night Mother, yeah. What did she get for legendary actions? Oh, it's already listed there. You can see they always get a bite, right?
Spell.
There's always a bite. Okay.
I mean,
bite 2.
You can only take 2.
Otherworldly Gaze. Oh, does it only want us to have 2?
Yeah.
You take the bite. What does the Otherworldly Gaze do?
Hang on.
Oh, it uses its ability there. It can use one of its actions as a reaction. Yeah, I see. Go down. Go back down again. And what is the other one? Or cast a spell. Maybe we don't do that. Yeah. We'll take the Otherworldly Gaze away. Can use that one. But it would be better if it could either bite for 2 or cast a spell. Alright. Cast spell. And I'll also give it a claw for 1. Claw attack. So I can put in 1 slice as it goes past. Alright, sure. Cast spell for 3. Alright, very good. And, oh, do you know what? That was meant to go up there. I'll have to fix that later. I'm being rough. I'm a bit rushed, guys. A little bit rushed.
It's
a bit long. The mother. Oh, that was the mother. The daughter, then. The one that can fly. We got something appropriate. Let me see. Just a second. Let me see. We will have a bite and clawed. We need an escaping one for her where she can just fly away, right? See how they have move here, right? Move up to its speed without whatever. That's the general idea. So I think we'll do something like that.
Give her like an enhanced move.
Yeah, sure. Well, the enhanced move is fly. She can fly, right? So, can move.
Better drink those flight potions.
Let me see. Put that over there. I have to do this later on, tidy this all up so it makes sense for everybody. Move equals whatever her movement is for flying. I think it's 60. Move 60 feet. No opportunity, and that's a 1. She can claw for 1 and can just bite for 2. So no craziness stuff here. It's just that she can constantly do flybys and stuff like this. And if she's hitting you while other things are hitting you, then it's going to become annoying real quick. All right. Bite for 2, claw for 1. Alright, so short of, like I said, sitting here for another half an hour and digging into these things with their classes and subclasses and building out 4 characters, I don't think we're going to be able to do much more. We certainly have an ancestry and a race with bonuses that come from that. We certainly have a way that their vampiric disease has affected them and changed them, right? And the stuff that they have to deal with is just being a vamp. We have given them each a class without getting into their subclasses and spell lists and breaking it down. We've given them special abilities to signify them being different from each other. We have given them legendary actions. The lair, we haven't given the lair acts yet. All right, I'm going to have to write this over here very quick. The lair actions, all right. So you can see, where was that one? Very quickly. I do know where it is. I do. The lair up here at the top. Where is it? Let me see. Lair actions here. So lair actions are at the 20, right? So when you get to the top of the round, they can cause something to happen. So whichever they're fighting, each of these, hopefully they pick them off one at a time, or they draw them out, or they get them out of the lair. Because anything within the orchard area, right, the confines of this sort of what we're going to be designing, yeah, sure. They're going to be subject to this. So they either get, what is it? We got a swarm of insects,
or thorny vines.
So we got lair actions is an insect swarm. All right. What page is this one on there? Sorry, that's the Grim Hollow, isn't it?
377.
Is it the Grim Hollow one?
Yep.
Okay. Is that the monster manual? I think that is. Grim Hollow monster manual. Page what? Sorry.
377.
377. So they got an insect swarm. What else they get them?
They have thorny vines or bloody tentacles.
Oh, they could call down some thorny vines or what?
Bloody tentacles.
Is that the same? Thorny vines and bloody tentacles are the same thing, or are they separated?
Or.
Oh, bloody tentacles. Okay.
Erupts from the ground.
Sure.
And centered on a point. Okay. This area becomes difficult terrain.
All right. Yeah, that's all very good.
And then there's one where it's like thick mist rolls out of a vampire's position in a 30-foot radius sphere.
Sure. Okay, very good. So insects form, thorny vines, or a thick mist. All very thematic. All something that can work in this environment of being in a a fruit orchard, right, and on a plantation. That's a lot. I think we've done. How long are we up on?
1 hour.
Oh, we've done it. Oh, we've done an hour. That's enough for everybody. All right, come over here. Did you change your thing back? Are we on the right page?
Yep.
Sure. We can see that over there. A little bit off the page. Okay. Woo. Haranguins, hey? Who would have thought that the hare people went off, found God, then found vampires, and then found a hole under an orchard to go live under? What a great idea. I wonder how that will be to players the first time they see that. As I said, when you explain it, right? The horror vibe. Down the road, you see a giant set of hare ears.
just sticking out from the side of its heads.
Yeah, sure. And it's going to be like the crazy guy is going to be like that Tim the Enchanter or whatever it is, where it's like, oh, they're not afraid of the rabbits, eh? Or the rabbit people. Or they're going to get eaten by the rabbit people. Right? Oh, no, they're just harmless little bunnies, aren't they? Oh, anyway, let's not do that anymore.
Anyways.
Sure. It's been a bit of a different episode, a weird episode. Bring Gus back in, all right, with Billy Barbarian, all right. It's been lovely. Put Darth Vader over here. Been a bit weird like that. I think I've had a day already. Look, and there's a happy face now. What do you reckon? Let's stop that. Great. Thanks for coming in.
Do the thing.
No hassles. Stay weird. We'll see you in the next episode.